Hello everyone. Starting with this lesson, we are starting to develop a full-fledged online store based on the WordPress engine. Our store will have a beautiful design and a set of necessary functions for a website in this genre. Before we start developing the project, let's pay a little attention to the WordPress platform itself. Find out what it is capable of, how popular it is, and what it is in general. WordPress appeared back in the distant 2003 year. Since then, it has been constantly developing, and is still a very cool and convenient technology for building websites on various topics. The engine was written based on the language using Scale as a database management system. Based on it, you can create all possible sites from a simple one-page site to a large online store with many sections, a basket of goods and additional services. The Wordpress engine is loved by many because of its simplicity. In fact, it is a constructor, but at the same time, it is a very sophisticated constructor that can allow you to create almost any website without writing a single line of code. This is possible thanks to an advanced graphical editor that allows you to build websites by dragging and dropping blocks. Thanks to an extensive number of plugins, the WordPress engine provides a huge set of functionality for your sites. If you need to add a payment system, a comment system, a registration form, or something else to the site, then you can always install a new plugin for your site, which will immediately provide ready-made functionality. Usually, such plugins can be edited by specifying their settings and their design. It's also worth noting that not all plugins are free. You will have to pay for some of them, but the amounts are usually not very large, especially if they are equated with ordering the development of a website from a separate agency. Many may say that the WordPress is no longer relevant and that it is not worth creating websites based on it. I categorically disagree with this, because if you want to quickly create a website that will have all the functions you need, then WordPress immediately comes out on top. It may not be as easy to learn as some other designers, but this is due to the fact that it has a much larger set of functionality than its competitors. To date, many websites have been built on the basis of WordPress. Among the popular sites, one can distinguish such TechCrunch, Sony Music, Walk, PlayStation Block, on Into Mac, and many others. And here's another thing. For those who might think that the company is already living out its last days, I found an interesting article. It states that about 43% of all sites in the world, they are created on the basis of this engine. And this is unrealistically much. Also, the number of users of WordPress has increased by an average of 12% per year since the 2011 year. And finally, among all the sites that are created on the basis of any engine, the percentage of sites created on the basis of WordPress is equal to the value of 65, which is a very good indicator. So if you suddenly decide to work with WordPress, then do not think that this is something old and scary. Not at all. This is a cool system for quickly creating a website. During the course, we will go through the entire process from installing the engine to developing a website based on it. As a website, we will create an online store that will contain a beautiful design, a set of products, and plus a payment system. Before studying the course, no additional special knowledge is required, so you can start studying the course immediately. And yes, he will also present this entire course on the atproger.com website. There you will also find homework, materials, and many other interesting information. I will leave a link to this course on the website in the description of this video. And during this lesson, let's do the installation of the WordPress with you. To do this, we need to go to their official website. I will leave a link in the description of this video. And here we just click on the button where WordPress, and then download the latest available version to our computer. After downloading, you can unpack the archive, and then we will need a server to install and configure WordPress. The server can be local, it can be remote. For example, during this course, we will use a local server, but also in the future. When you want to upload your website to the internet, you can just by hosting, in fact by space on the server. And in exactly the same format, you can upload your entire WordPress. Your entire project is already online to a remote server. We are just going to work with a local server now, since it is free and allows us to perform all the same manipulations. In order for us to work with a local server at all, we need to install the appropriate program. For example, during this course, I will work with such a program as MEMP. You can install it too. I will leave a link to this program in the description of this video. But also, if suddenly you have this program for some reason will not start or will not work, this can also happen. Then in this case, you can download alternative programs Namely, you can download a program like OpenServer or a program like Exempt. These are all programs that allow us to create a local server on a computer. They work on a similar principle, and you can download and install any of these programs for future use. After downloading any program to create a local server, you will need to run the local server itself inside this program. If we are talking about the MEMP program, then there is a special button here. Just click on it, and we have a local server running. After starting the server, we can open the start page. To do this, click on the appropriate button, and a page opens in the browser. If suddenly the page doesn't open, or you can't find this button, then just enter the address of the local host. :48 MAMP in the browser, and the exact same page will open. Here we also have a link to our own website. We can click on this link, if there is no such link again. Then just write down the host locale yourself with a :4, weight of 8. And you will open, as it were, your website on the local server. At the moment, the folder with my website is completely empty, and for this reason, I don't have anything displayed here. It just displays the index of, which says that supposedly this folder is empty, there is nothing in it. And now, let's put all the WordPress that we downloaded into this folder with you. In other words, I have already unzipped the archive that I downloaded. And now I need to take all these files completely and move them to a folder like htdocs. In my case, this folder is located in the Apple Cases folder, then in the MEMP folder, and then the htdocs folder itself. This is the folder I have already opened. That is, here I went into the programs, here is the MEMP, here is the htdocs folder, and it is into this same folder that I transfer completely all those files that I downloaded together with WordPress. Now, when I update this page here in the browser, we will notice that we have already opened here, in fact, the process of installing WordPress on our local server. This is exactly what we need. And now let's go through the simple process of installing WordPress on a local server. First of all, we select the language. For example, I choose Russian, then click Continue. After which there is the first configuration of our entire WordPress. Here it gives out some information, you can read it. For now I just click Forward. And then we need to specify which database we will connect to. At the moment, let's indicate that I will connect to a database like WordPress. That's the name it will have. And now, before writing anything further here, I need to essentially create this database on a local server. To do this, I again go to the original page here, and there will be a link to the admin. Admin is a graphical interface for database management. Again, suddenly you can't find this link, in which case you register the local farm 48 in the legal address, pymayadmin5. And you will go to the right page. Here in the pitch pymayadmin, you can set the language. And you can also change the theme, if it differs from the theme that I have here now. I'm interested in something a little different. I want to create a new database, so click Create a Database. I specify the WordPress as the name, and I don't change the encoding. It must necessarily be like TF8 General C here. And then I click Create. That's it, I'm not going to do anything else in this database. All other manipulations with this database, they will be performed automatically using the WordPress engine. The only thing I had to do was just create this database by itself. I've already done that. Now we need to specify a username and password to connect to this database. And if we are talking about MEMP, then these are the data they are written again on the start page. That is, the username or the name here, it is indicated as root, the password here is exactly the same. So I substitute these values here. We also specify the server. We work with a local server, so we don't change anything here. We specify the host locale. And the prefix of the tables, you can specify this value. You cannot specify it. It will just be an additional prefix for each table that will be created. For example, instead of creating a table of users, a table of VP underlining users will be created. If you want to have such a prefix, you can register it here. Or if you don't need a prefix, you can clear this field altogether. Let's just not touch him yet. And then after that we click on the Submit button, and also at the next stage, we click on the Start Installation button, so that the WordPress is installed on our local server. And in the next window, we need to specify some global settings for our website. Here we specify the name of the site. The name can be anything. Later you can change it. For example, let's specify the name here as an @Proger shop, and also we need to create a main administrator here. Well, the main administrator, he has a login in my case, let it be as an admin, as well as a password. So that I just don't forget it, let's specify some super simple password. 1 2 3 4 5, for example. Then I check the box here, I say that okay, I can still use such a weak password here, well, of course. In the future it's better to use not so weak passwords. And then, we indicate our email address here with you. And we also talk about the fact that search engines do not index our website at the moment. After that, click on Install WordPress, and the full installation process takes place. After everything is ready, you will be given the following window. Here you can click on the Login button, and then you can enter the data that you specified for the main administrator. In my case, it is the admin, as well as the password 1 2 3 4 5, and then I will click Remember Me again. After which we click Login. And after that we get to the main window of the WordPress console. Here we will be able to fully carry out the process of managing our website. Here we can essentially create our website. At the moment, all I propose to do is just go to the site. This is what my site looks like now, quite primitive, but at the same time, it is a ready-made site that was created on the basis of such an engine as WordPress. Starting from the next lesson, we will already start developing our website. Now we just installed everything we needed, and also got a little acquainted with the engine itself. Well, that's it for me, I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and we'll see you in the future. See you soon, bye.